Welcome to Survivor Not by Chance podcast. We are live. I'm so excited about this show today. We're going to be talking about extraterrestrial beings and spirituality and how they come together. And today we have Baba Malik here. He is absolutely phenomenal. He has been working with people all over the world in regards to different spiritual practices. And I just want to tell y'all, Baba Malik is a renowned spiritualist whose wisdom and guidance have touched the lives of countless individuals seeking enlightenment and spiritual growth. He was born and raised in Newark, New Jersey. Baba Malik discovered his deep connection to the spiritual realm from a young age. Drawing inspiration from different spiritual systems and his own profound spiritual experiences, Baba Malik embarked on a lifelong journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. He dedicated himself to the study of Ifa traditions and divination practices. And I just want to show y'all this video about Baba Malik, what he has to say to y'all. I hope y'all get y'all pen and your paper and get ready because it's about to get real up in here, all right?
My name is Baba Malik, or on Instagram, Ifamuyiwa. It's interchangeable, whatever you want to put. But today's topic is going to be on extraterrestrials and spirituality. A lot of people don't understand extraterrestrials and spirituality go hand in hand. Just like peanut butter and jelly and milk and cookies. What happens is those are different energies that tap in and intertwine together. So a lot of times when we get spiritual attacks, sometimes it's not a regular spiritual attack. Sometimes it can be an extraterrestrial attack on you, especially if we're living in a low vibration, which can be like depression, anxiety, things like that. So a lot of times when we get those feelings, it's not always spirit. Sometimes it's extraterrestrial, because sometimes they can vibrate on a lower vibration and attack you, attach certain things to you, and things like that. But
all right, so please get your questions together. Start putting your questions in the comment. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Survivor Not by Chance. And any of my audio viewers, please like and subscribe to my audio channels, Survivor Not by Chance. So, Baba Malik, thank you so much for being here today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, I'm so excited. So, for those who are watching, if you are interested in following him, please go to his Instagram account, IFA_MUYIWA_. So let's begin. Tell us, how did you get started with understanding what spirituality is?
Well, as it says in the description, I started as a young child. I used to see certain things and didn't have an understanding of it. And like, for example, one of the things I used to see a lot of like shadows and things like that. And I was kind of like, when I was a kid, I was scared. I didn't know what that was. But after a while, I started to hear it like it was like communicating with me. After it scared the mess out of me. I ain't gonna lie. It scared me. I didn't understand it. I didn't want to talk about it. I used to sleep with the covers over my head, the whole 9 yards. But after a while, when I started getting understanding and talking with people and understanding what it was, it started bringing a lot of clarity to me. That's when I started on my spiritual journey. Well, my journey, it started with the Newark Science Temple in Newark. They taught me a lot different. They introduced me to different systems like numerology, things like that. And then I went from them onto Reiki practices, and that opened it up. I'm gonna give a shout out to my Reiki teacher, Samu. He definitely got me on point, and through the Reiki, it opened up other avenues also, and it gave me a lot more clarity spiritually. And also, it opened up what I've learned with Reiki. It's not just chakras. It's universal. It's universal energy. One thing I know with Reiki, it was like a radio for the universe. So you're able to tap in at times with different energies and things like that. So that catapulted me. Then after that, I went into E5 practice. That's
Yeah.
what, that's what I'm at.
That is
Hmm.
amazing. That is an amazing journey. And
Yeah,
I want to talk about that really quickly
yeah.
because some people start using Reiki energy after they go through, say, Ifa or, a different part of the diaspora in regards to their spirituality. Um,
Hmm.
why do you think you started with Reiki prior to that?
In a way, it was a calling for me. I gave a shout out to my boy Samu, my first Reiki teacher. He told me about Reiki, and I'm like, what the heck is that? And he just goes, he explained it's working with different energy, like I gotta say, like a lot of different spiritual energies that works with healing the body. So I was like, oh, cool, that sounds kind of cool. Let me try it out. So I went, tried it out, and I said, oh, this is cool. I like the energy flow of this and everything. And then he gave me the real deal after that. he said,
He did tell you.
he didn't tell me that part. He tricked me. He told me how deep it gets. I had my a lot of different spiritual awakenings with an S
Yes.
with that. But a lot, like I said, a lot of times people do go to E5 first and or different structured spiritual practice before they go into Reiki. That is true.
Yeah. And it's a very unique journey when you do it prior to going to that direction. So thank you for sharing that. We got some people. Hey Sharon, how you doing, Inky? Thank you for joining. We have Victoria. Thank you, sis. She said she followed you this morning.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
so we have quite a few people watching. If you have any questions for Baba Malik, please put your questions in the comments so that way we can address them. Because once we off live. All right. So, in regards to the spiritual practices that you use now,
Uh
um,
huh.
have you seen situations where people would have different beings that are around them, extraterrestrial beings?
Well, like I said, I'm giving. I had a client about a couple weeks ago where that happened. While I was doing it, I was reading E5, and I thought it was one of her spirit guides, but it said no, it was an extraterrestrial guide.
Mm,
Explaining that they said ask her about do she have any experience with extraterrestrials. When I talked to her initially, she said no, I never had experience with them. But fast forward a couple of days later, she called me. And said, yeah, that's what happened. They was I remembered later on they used to come in my room and I used to tell people nobody believed me.
wow.
Um, what was deep about that whole thing, I was mad, not mad. I would say I was kind of disappointed she didn't open up more because there was more I was supposed to say. But when they, when they close it off, it's like you can't go no further.
Right.
A lot of stuff. And what happened with her was she had like okay, what people don't understand when people are abductees, a lot of times they place certain things on the person, and these things are placed on the person, but it's kind of weird. It's like on a different spiritual plane or dimension.
Mm,
It's like a lower level type of device they put on you. We don't see it because we can't see on that level. But what happens is we can get certain things like that let us know it's there, like back pain, because they
mm,
put lower back. And one thing is, I said, "Do you have problems with your lower back?" She said, "Yeah." But I seen the device that was on her that they put on her, and it was used to kind of cut her potential down and keep that person in that depressive state so they can feed off of that.
wow.
So it gets deep, but they do talk when they you put it in the right situation. They do talk. Sometimes they reveal themselves. Also,
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Now,
hmm
have these experiences with these clients, um, do most times do your clients deny it, or do you feel they're honest up front?
Most people are honest up front.
That's good.
Yeah, and I'm able to help them with, with what's going on and kind of give them a little bit of clarity on what's going on and how to help themselves. Because there's
Right.
certain things too. You gotta, what I tell you about, you have to raise your vibrations. Once you raise your vibrations, that stuff can't even affect you. They can't mess with you once you
Right.
raise your vibrations. That's why it's so important to do things like meditation, eating right, staying positive, because it keeps you away from those entities bothering you.
Mm.
That's why a lot of times, even in certain areas, where there's a lot of negativity, you can feel a lot of that their type of I can say that extraterrestrial energy in certain areas. Well, I think a lot of it might sound funny, but a lot of crime and certain things happen in certain areas because it's like group depression in that area. It's
Mm.
body down, so now they can fester in that particular space.
Wow,
Hmm.
that is something.
Hmm.
Let me get to some of these comments really quickly. Victoria says, Alafia family, good question. Reiki first or Ifa? I have not been able to tap into my spirituality. Um, Go ahead, Baba.
Uh, I would say Reiki first. Reason why? Okay, in E5 structure, especially if you're going to be a priest, they crown your head. So they have to go to your head, crown your head. And Reiki also, they work with your head. They put the Reiki symbols in your head, and it goes in. So I always say you don't want to put nothing on top of your crown and Ocha. So I would say Reiki first. And also Reiki will give you a structure that no a lot of people in the culture don't have, and they give you a lot of insight also.
Yeah, I love that. And before I really started doing anything in regards to any organized religion, figuring out which direction I wanted to go in, I had already started learning about Reiki and
Hmm.
took courses. And when I took those courses, it allowed me to see spirituality in a whole nother different
Hmm.
mindset. Like I was able to tap into not only my own energy in a different way, but into other people's energy in a
Yep.
different way. And one thing I love about Reiki is that the person who's the practitioner, we are literally vessels. We're channeling energy through us to
Yep.
our clients. That's what a lot of people don't understand. It's an energy transfer,
Yep.
just like with any extraterrestrial beings or any um, energy exchange. You can
Yep.
go somewhere and someone can touch you on your shoulder and they can exchange energy with you that way. But the
Hmm.
most important thing is the intention behind the energy exchange.
Yep. That is very important. A lot of times, what happens too is when we key into that Reiki energy, also, it's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not just you. You have what we call spirit guides come down to help out also, depending on the situation.
Hmm.
I give you a situation that happened one time. I had one client, they had an attachment on them, and it used to bother them all the time. It was in their leg. Every time they was complaining about the leg, they went to doctors. Nobody knew what was going on.
Mm.
I went into a session with that particular person, and I was able to see what was attached to them. What happened was they walked in a certain area where somebody was murdered.
Oh.
That spirit was still around them, and they walked in the wrong, pretty much in the wrong area, wrong, I guess, part of the sidewalk, and it attached to this person's leg, and they had leg problems. A lot of times, what can happen is that particular spirit, they attack that, or they feel that particular leg or area hurting because that spirit was hurt in that same area, so they're feeling that particular entity's pain also.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah. And it's very important for people to recognize that if you're going to the doctor and you're consistently going to be referred from from one doctor to another specialty or to another specialty, and
Mm,
no one can figure out what's going on, more than likely it could be a spiritual attack that's happening, or
yep.
a spiritual situation that needs to be handled. And you
Mm.
need to see a spiritual practitioner to get that straight.
Even we're gonna go back. I guess we saw it. It could be extraterrestrial also. So you would have to definitely go to certain. When it comes to that, not everybody can pick that up. Um, I wouldn't like for something like that. You wouldn't want to go to like a Babalau for that. You would want to go to somebody that specializes in a thing with like UFOs and stuff like that because a lot of stuff we you can do far as like far as like a Babalau perspective or a spiritualist perspective, they won't be able to do anything with it. But certain spiritualists can remove that particular thing if it's from that type of entity. Because what we got to understand is when it comes to spirituality, it's different systems and different things. Different things. Like for example, you get somebody that's Chinese, for example, and they was to throw something, some type of juju on you from their system. Somebody from a different system cannot remove that. You have to get somebody within their system to remove that particular thing.
Mm.
So it gets deep.
That's something I didn't even realize. So that's good you clarified that. Thank you so much for that.
Mhm.
We have my IT Penny. She said, "That's right." Hey, IT. Victoria, my sis, she said, "Thank you. Awesome." All right. So let's move forward and talk about, um, are these different entities or beings, are they mostly low vibrational, or are there people who have beings with them that are high vibrational?
Most of them aren't low vibrational. You have some that's low vibrational. Like you look at the one everybody knows, we say grays, for example. Those, a lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them are low vibrational, and they attack uh people with on a low vibrational. That's like somebody with anxiety problems,
Mm,
somebody with depression problems. They feed off of that energy. It's just like remember the movie The Matrix
yeah.
when they had all the people inside them pods and it's using their energy as batteries. It's the same thing. They feed off of that low vibrational energy, and that keeps them going. That powers them. It's
Mm,
like it's like food for them. So just like any other animal, they smell food, they're gonna go after it, and they're
yeah.
gonna keep feeding off it as much as they can.
Wow.
Mm.
And
Uh,
that's the interesting thing. Like, I think a lot of people don't understand and recognize how these energies feed off of us if we
yep,
allow it to.
yep.
So, because we're talking about low vibrational, high vibrational, let's just explain what that is. What do you feel what low vibration would be?
Low vibration would be something like you would say like low energy. That's the part of low vibration. Like you get people that's like negative,
Mm,
like for example, somebody that's always have bad luck. That's low vibrational because they pull that negative energy and they pull that low vibrational thinking. They pull the negativity all in there. It's just like with people that's low vibrational, it can be contagious too. A lot of people don't get. Like I always reference this movie. It was a movie back in the day. It's called The Bronx Tale. And you
yes.
had the guy Sonny was in the in the bar gambling. And then one of the guys like, "Y'all want to put my money with Sonny?" Sonny's like, "Hell no, you ain't put your money with mine. You bad luck." But it's the truth. People, some people bring that bad low vibrational energy to you and make you feel bad, and it puts you on a certain. It make you like some people. You be like some people that come around. You be like such and such is around here. And
Yeah.
everybody just like because they're on that low vibration.
Mm-hmm.
Such and such that's gossip all the time and always talking negative. like people like that are low vibrational. You don't. It's like you feel. You can kind of, even if you're not very intuitive, you can feel their energy. You're like, I don't want to be around this person for long. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm gonna keep it moving.
I agree. There are so
Yeah,
many spaces that I do not put myself in at all as a
exactly.
result of the low vibration. Um,
Exactly.
we have to be very intentional of the spaces we allow ourselves to be in, because
Hmm.
just being there in the energy, you allow those energies to transmit to you because you
Exactly.
give permission unknowingly.
Hmm. Exactly. And it does. Like I said, it just what they say. If you hang around five broke people, you be the sixth. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So energy is everything.
Hmm. I agree.
Hmm.
So let's talk about high vibrational energy.
Okay. High vibrational energy would be like, for example, more positive people, positive energy. Like a lot of people will be saying with a lot of spiritual light. Like you got that person that everybody likes to be around. That person that displays like high wisdom. You're able to learn good wisdom from. Like for example, it'd be like somebody that's like as they say, like a guru or something like that. A lot of times they are high vibrational people, very affluent people. A lot of times they're high vibrational people. Okay. I'm not going to say affluent as in they're making a lot of money, but affluent spiritually.
Right. Yes.
Mm,
And say, for example, if someone is low vibrational and they go
uh,
into an energy space where people are high vibrational, do
mhm.
you feel that their energy level will increase?
It depends because sometimes they'd be like, I need to get out of here. Because sometimes they get a little nervous or their energy is unsettled and they leave right out of the place. But sometimes, yeah, like there was a point in my life when I would say when I was not vibing on a high vibration, but I went out and I was trying to seek better things, and I came across what we call it's an old Indian meditation called Vipassana.
Mm,
Vipassana the retreat for it's for 10 days. I went there, and in that situation, I raised my vibration up.
yes, and I remember you were telling me about that retreat, and I don't know if I could have done it. 'Cause you said y'all were quiet, like you couldn't talk for how many days?
10 days, you couldn't talk to nobody. It took a lot. It took a lot, but what it was, you went there the first day for orientation, and then after that, it said, all right, you keep to yourself. You had to stay to yourself because the ultimate reason why you went there because you was working on yourself.
Mm,
So you had to focus 100% on yourself. And the weird part about that whole thing was when I went there, it's like I felt a different energy, but um, a lot of that negative energy left my body in different ways.
mm,
Like when I was there meditating, they were saying if you feel like you're itching, don't scratch it because that's the energy, that certain energy leaving out of you.
mm.
That was one of the hardest things I ever had to do in my life.
Oh,
I'm
that's right.
all over the place. Like, yo, I cannot. Like even through dreams, I was having like weird dreams, very what's it like, very vivid dreams. A lot of that energy was leaving out.
Mm,
Um, Even it's like when you go to a space like that, while the energy's moving around like that, it clears. It's like you start on a new slate.
yeah,
It clears a lot of that stuff out. It purges your spirit a lot too.
that's amazing. So
Mhm.
we have Victoria says, what are some ways we can raise our vibrations?
Okay, one of the ways I tell everybody, shadow work. Work on your shadow work.
Woo!
That is the main way because I always say that because you gotta know about yourself and work on yourself to raise your vibration. A lot of people try to go into different spiritual practices and stuff like that, and they don't do the base work to raise themselves up. So that's why a lot of people go into certain systems. You might hear them, a lot of people being like doing low vibrational things, but they're supposed to be a priest, or they're
Mm,
supposed to be priests because they never did the shadow work to raise their vibration.
yeah.
So shadow work is everything.
Yes.
It's foundation for the for everything.
Yes, I completely agree. I advocate for shadow work. I have a shadow work program that I provide to my clients, teaching them how to go within themselves. So if
Hmm.
that is something you're interested in, please reach out to me. I will help you with that. Shadow
Hmm.
work is the basis to any part of your spirituality.
Yes,
You
because
have
a lot of people don't. A lot of people try to skip past it. You can't. You can't. It's just like I like to use movie references a lot.
go ahead.
It's just like when I don't know anybody seen Newark where he was talking to the Chinese guy. He said black people run fast, but problems run faster. It's the truth though. You don't
Yeah,
get that shadow work done, you're gonna run to a problem.
I agree. I
You
agree.
can't I share your way out of that.
That's the truth. That is the truth. So we have a question here. Hey,
Uh-huh.
Reggie. Reggie asks, considering there are a growing number of people who are depressed and have anxiety all over the country, do you believe there could be a national extraterrestrial attack on the masses? Wow, that's an amazing question.
Yeah, I believe that. It definitely could be that. But every case, like I want to bet, every case can be different too, though. Because a lot of times, what another thing a lot of people skip over is we don't know our purpose either.
Mm,
Purpose. Why we here, why we need to do certain things, this and that, the third too. That plays a part also, and a lot of the, some of the depression going on. But to go back to this question, yeah, I believe so.
yeah. And it's a lot of literally, it's so many people, especially now,
Hmm.
are dealing with anxiety and depression and so many different mental health conditions. And I want to just because we're on the topic, I do
Yeah.
want to bring up the mental health hotline, which is 988. If there is anyone who is going through any struggles or challenges with their mental health, please call 988. If you know someone who is going through challenges with their mental health, please reach out and get help. There are resources out there for you.
Yes. Definitely get the help because I'll share a little backstory with me. I'm prior military. Served in the Navy for 7 years, and with those stressful situations, and you're going through these different things and stuff like that. We go through depression. Sometimes we don't even know we're going through depression because it's so normalized that we just walk around depressed and don't know it and think it's just regular. So I always, even if you don't feel like you may have mental issues, um, I would say go get therapy. Talk to the hotlines, things like that, because a lot of times we're so traumatized. Even if you didn't go to the military, the environment you grew up in, we're so traumatized. Even if the way you was growing up could be your parents could initiated that, and it builds that trauma, and we don't know. We're so used to it, but once you get therapy and talk with somebody, you can realize certain things, and that's what helped me out a lot. Also, I had to talk to a therapist at the VA hospital, and she pointed out certain things. I'm thinking it's regular, but she looking at me like, "Negro, you crazy." So yeah, it's a lot.
It is. And I think a lot of people don't recognize when they need to get help.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it is spiritual attacks. Um,
Hmm. Yep.
if we don't look at the signs of what depression or anxiety is, then
Yep.
it will keep us in that state. So I'm going to just give you a couple of examples. Um, so if you have at least 2 weeks of pervasive low mood, feeling low self esteem, Um, I'm trying not to read it verbatim because I don't want to get flagged. But if you're feeling inappropriate guilt or regret or helplessness or hothlessness, these are signs of what depression looks like. So please reach out and get help. The mental health hotline is 988. I
Not
have had my own experiences. Go ahead.
I want to people that apologize excessively, even if it's not their fault. That's a big one. They feel like every because they may have grown up with a very I won't say strict, but their parent or the way they was growing up, they was probably always blamed for something, and they do the littlest thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's a part of it also. I wanted to add.
Yeah. It's so
Mm,
many signs. If you're not sure if you're experiencing any of these things, you can do a Google search and see if you can find a quiz. Take the
mm,
quiz, and then from there, reach out to a healthcare professional that can assist you through those symptoms so that you can
and,
be well. All right.
yeah.
So
I also want to add one more thing too,
go ahead.
because that's a big touchy topic for me. Also, a lot of times when like I said, I would say a lot of times we focus more on like physical health. Everybody go for a physical. Everybody get their blood pressure checked and all that stuff. But you need a mental physical also,
Yes,
and make sure you're all right.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I have been very open with my viewers. I have been diagnosed with complex PTSD. And
Mm-hmm.
with that, it's because of my experiences with trauma. When
Mm-hmm.
I was a child, I used to see things and I didn't know what I was seeing. I'm like, what in the world is going on? But I never got the help I needed. It was so many different things that happened that didn't allow me to get to the space I needed to be until I actually was intentional about healing those traumas. So you have to be
Exactly.
very intentional about healing those traumas, healing those um, symptoms or situations that you're going through in order for you to be a survivor, not by chance. That's why we are here to show you that you can get through whatever it is that you're going through. I don't know why we in this direction right now, but I'm just going to allow us to just flow in the moment because I guess someone needs to hear this.
Exactly. A lot of times, what happens too, I reflect on back with me when I was growing up. Like I had my father; he passed away.
Mm,
That was a very hard situation, but a lot of times in our community, we don't think about, hey, maybe you need to talk to a psychologist. Maybe you need to get a mental health check because that's a big traumatic thing. I didn't get that. And later on, talking to my VA provider, mental provider, she pointed that out. I was,
mm.
I was like, damn, that's important. And she pointed those things out. When family, that's one thing, especially with a lot of adults. As adults, we don't take on account what's happening with the children. Also, you want to always get them checked out as well. No
Yes,
matter what age, no matter what age they are, you want to get that mental check when something big and traumatic happens. You have them talk to a professional because what happens is things like that can happen. You could turn to drugs as a relief. You could turn to alcohol as a relief, or other destructive things as a relief from or relieving yourself from the pain of what happened. So it's very important to do that.
I agree with you. And I think it's also very important for us to keep our spiritual hygiene intact.
Yes, a lot of people. I'm laughing at that because
For real.
a lot of people are spiritually dirty.
Are. They really are. Spiritual baths are important. Cleansing yourself is important. Cleansing your space, cleansing your home, cleansing your children is important. Cleansing your partners. Everything needs to be cleansed. If you wash your body every day, well,
Yep.
If you
It
wash
needs.
your body, everybody has their own preferences. And, everybody don't take showers every day, but if something smells, it needs to be clean. So people
Exactly.
can spiritually have different smells. So you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. I'm a big advocate of that. Matter of fact, I had a. It's so coincident you on the podcast. I had a video, and one of the things was the premise of it. It would say, "Wash your spiritual ass." Because a lot
Mm.
of people don't wash spiritually. I was talking to a client the other day, and they would say, "Oh, I work with tarot cards. I do this, this, and this." I said, "Do you wash it spiritually, cleanse yourself after you do all these things?" No. I said, "Yo, that's why you having these particular things happen because you don't cleanse yourself afterwards. Baths are important. Another thing is head washes. Head washes are very important because you have to clear your head. Things
Hmm.
like that are super important."
I agree, and it'll help keep that low vibrational energy away. Like
Exactly.
attach those low vibration energy because we
Mhm.
are not cleansing ourselves.
Exactly. And what people don't realize when you don't cleanse yourself spiritually, it starts to mess with you physically. Like I had a client. This is a while ago when I was deeper into my Reiki practice. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, chakras have rotations. So if I'm not mistaken, your sacral chakra was right here, and your solar plexus. I mean, your solar chakra is right, solar plexus. It's supposed to go in this rotation.
Yeah.
Theirs was going in this rotation.
Mm.
Having, they were having so much going on. It was doing a lot. They were going against it, so it started rotating the other way. I had to actually go in there and pull a lot of that energy out
Mm-hmm.
so it can rotate the correct way. But the result of it rotating the opposite way, they were having stomach problems. Uh,
Mm.
they couldn't really hold food in and things like that. It was like a lot of stomach issues going on. But once that was fixed, they were able to, live life regular. But I was just letting them know, like, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. Let's go to some of these comments. They coming in. Reggie says, "I think the low vibrational person would get uncomfortable around high vibrational people." Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly what Baba Malik said as well. They will be uncomfortable. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Absolutely. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? That is the truth."
Yeah. Shout out to Laura Hill too.
Yes. Shout out Lauren Hill. Come on, somebody not by chance. We would love to have you. Um, he also says a lot of times people aren't even thinking that deep to notice themselves, to notice their spirits, because if they don't see it, then it don't exist. That is
Exactly.
so true, right there.
Very, very true.
And then we have a lot of times people aren't even aware of their spiritual energy because if they can't see something, it doesn't exist. Yep, exactly. We
That.
need to be aware.
Mm-hmm. You know what's so wild though? When I started doing like E5 readings and learning more about the side of E5, it's a lot of people that are witches but don't know they're witches and things like that. And it sets, how can I say, and when they don't understand them energies, that's when they have a lot of problems also. Um, I got another example.
Go ahead with
It's,
it.
it was one of my good friends. She was saying that when she when she met a person that they were supposed to be on a spiritual path when they wasn't on it and weren't trying to be on it, the spirit or in the reader that said they're going to lose a lot if
Mm,
they don't go on this path. And what happened was that person lost a child not too far after that, and
mm.
lost other things also because they didn't follow what they were supposed to or meant to do. So
Wow.
it's very essential that we get on, get on your path and things like that.
Yeah. And finding out what that path and that purpose is.
Yeah,
And not ignoring it. Please don't do that. Like, people do that all the time. You find out what it is and then you ignore it.
hmm
That's just going to cause more problems in the long run.
hmm always, always, because the reason why is because we are here for a purpose. And when we're here, we sign, like what people don't understand, we sign contracts before we come here. So you're talking to God and you're like, God, I'm gonna come down there, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. I was like, okay, cool. You're gonna keep the contract up. All right, now you're granted to come down here.
Right.
You're like, all right, cool. So you down here, you having a good time. Then when it's time to do your job, you're like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. It gets crazy. And then you keep
Yeah.
pushing it over and things like that.
And you can't run but for so long. Like,
Ah,
eventually you're going to get to the place where you have to walk in your purpose.
yep.
But I think, my opinion,
Yeah.
who knows if my opinion count or not, but my opinion,
It
follow
counts.
the path. Thank you. Follow the path. As soon as you find out that path, it
Yep.
makes your life easier, smoother. Um,
Exactly.
you have everything that you need when you follow your path.
Exactly. That is so true. Like even I'm the example guy. Another example is once I got on my spiritual path, I learned what we call karmatic debt. I learned what my karmatic debt was. And once I started working towards that, that's when things started to run a lot smoother for me also.
Yep.
So the way I found out my karmatic debt was through numerology and
Mhm.
reading through numerology and learning what it was. But once things like that, you gotta constantly. It's like you gotta constantly work on yourself. Like I've learned when I was with the Moorish Science Temple, they said they had their Moorish Quran, and one of the stories in there like was they talk about what Jesus what he was doing in that in between time in the Bible. So one of the people said, one of the guys walked up to Jesus, say, "Hey Jesus, man, I like what you're doing. You're doing great. So what do I need to do to get on your level?" He was like, "Study yourself." He said, "All
Mhm.
right, after I'm done studying myself, what do I need to do after that?" He said, "Study yourself some more. Because you got to learn about self. If you learn about self, that's how you're going to progress. Because what people don't realize is we're here for school. We're not here to for anything else. We're here in school. And when you go to the next, when you don't do what you're supposed to do, you stay back. And you got to incarnate another time to get to this particular level. And we're here to learn and improve ourselves. I'm gonna go back when I said karmatic debt. We go back to that karmatic debt. That's a lesson that we didn't learn in our past lifetime that we got to learn in this lifetime to fix everything, so you
Right.
can go straight. So these are things that when you're on your spiritual path, you have to learn. It's good to. I'm not knocking like people that go straight into Orisha and other things like that. That's cool, but that's just a piece of it. When you got to really focus on yourself and build yourself up and make yourself I can say improve yourself
Yeah.
and understand certain things.
I completely agree with you. I'm going to
Mhm.
switch gears real quick. Victoria says counseling was a taboo growing up. I was told to pray on it, go to church, talk to the pastor. I support therapy. Great points. Yes, I agree because that's what they used to tell me. And
Exactly.
baby, let me tell you, that wasn't working. Okay.
Because what they say, prayer without works is nothing. So
Mm,
you can pray on that problem, but if you're not working towards it, that's what a lot of our ancestors messed up on. They say pray, 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 but they didn't tell you got to work and pray.
right. Right. So
Mm,
you have to not only state your intentions in prayer and manifestations, but you
Mhm.
also have to do the work. And people don't understand what is the work. The work is looking at your past
Yep.
traumas, looking at your past experiences. When you feel different emotions, when you're looking back at these experiences, how are you feeling in that moment?
Exactly.
What are you doing to release these feelings and these emotions as you're having this experience? That's
Exactly.
part of the work.
Can I can add on to it?
Absolutely.
Okay. What a lot of us don't understand with our life, everything is in patterns. So, for example, we go through we go through this one. It's this one obstacle in our life that we have to get over and learn to get past. I'll give me another example. um, when I was younger, me and my mother wasn't on the best terms. So guess what? I got left. I ran away, left.
Mm,
Right. Went to live with my grandmother. Everything was cool. She passed away, and I went to go live with my uncle. That
mm,
same situation came up. He was doing the same. I didn't notice at the time, but later on I noticed he's doing the same thing my mother was doing. So what I did, I left.
mm.
So years later, similar situation came up again with me and my wife. Me and her were going through this certain thing, and I did the same thing. I left.
Mm,
Once I had to realize was this situation come up, I keep leaving and it keeps coming back.
mm.
I had to learn to just sit there, not deal with it, but sit there and overcome the situation that was happening. And once I realized that and did that, I never had to deal with that situation again. So we
Wow.
have to understand that we go through, we have to like, when it comes to like what we go through, we have to sit back and look and say, hey, what is this pattern that's happening? What is this thing I need to overcome? What is this, as you say, villain? What is this villain that keep coming up in my life that I need to overcome? But once you overcome it, you get a better understanding of everything, and you get a better understanding of purpose after that.
Yes, I completely agree. A lot of times we don't realize we're going to keep going through these same cycles. Do you want to keep going through the same cycles? Really? Like, seriously, you want to keep going through the same heartache, the same pain? Or do you want to get over it, move forward, and get to a place where you're no longer just surviving, you're thriving? And that's the
Exactly.
purpose of doing the work.
You got to put the work. You got to put the work in. It's just like we were talking about prayer earlier. If you don't put that work in with that prayer, it's nothing. Even my Orisha people, you gotta when you make that ebo, you gotta make work. You gotta do work after the ebo.
Yes,
If you don't, it's not gonna nothing's gonna manifest after that.
I agree. I agree.
Mhm.
So I just want to remind you all, mental health hotline is 988. If you have a challenge in your life where you feel like you're just sleeping, you don't have any motivation, you don't want to do anything, that is a state. Well, let me just make my disclaimers. I'm not a medical professional. This is my opinion. But if you have those signs and symptoms, I suggest you seek medical attention.
One thing I want to add with that too is not you're not a weak person if you do that. Also, that's actually a sign of strength when you do go into those spaces and talk with somebody about what's going on.
Yeah.
It empowers you. It helps you because it takes bravery to talk about your weaknesses. And if you're brave enough to talk about that weakness or that flaw, it elevates you.
Yes. And it not only elevates you, but it frees you and it frees the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have these different energies, whether it be an extraterrestrial being, whether it be a low vibrational energy that's just sucking you dry, or it's just you're in your own mental health, your own head space that's allowing you to feel these energies. It's very important for you to do multiple things. Spiritual
Exactly.
cleanings, like we talked about earlier, not only spiritual cleanings, but doing the work, journaling, writing down what's happening. Um, if you have different dreams, write your dreams down. If you have different experiences that pop up in your mind and it was traumatic,
Yep.
that's something you need to deal with.
Yep. I can add on a little. So it's going to be a little bit left field. A
No,
little bit left
it's
field.
all good. That's what we're here for.
One thing I want to add on with a lot of that going on also is I was talking to somebody earlier about uh, when it comes to like certain things like that and feeling tired and depression. What can add to that also is just the way you have your the way you sleep. One thing I'm saying with the way you sleep is people that sleep with their bed and their feet facing the door. That helps. That what that does, it's not good to do that. What that does, it drains a lot of energy out of you. Also, people that sleep with like mirrors in their room, things like that, that helps take away from you also your vitality from you as well.
Mm.
A little bit left field, but yeah. I
No,
guess it's supposed to be something that's supposed to be said.
it's
Um,
true.
One thing you have, what people have to understand too, um, when we're resting, that's when things come in. That's
Yes.
when those energies come in. So doing things like, um, like not having a mirror in the room, or another thing that too is not having a night light in the room,
Mm.
stuff like that. These things are important. They seem minimal, but they're very important because when you sleep, you're most vulnerable.
Yeah.
And when we talk about, we can kind of backtrack and talk about it with the extraterrestrial entities. That's when they attack you when you're laying down resting. So you need to have your space, your sleep space, safe as possible. It's supposed to be like what they say. It's supposed to be like Fort Knox in there.
Yeah.
One thing I would say, a lot of people get a dream catcher. That helps out a whole lot when
Yes.
you're sleeping and resting because it catches a lot of that negative energy. When you go to bed, it might sound cliche and funny, but pray before you go to bed. We're praying for a reason. We're praying for that protection, for that
Mhm.
guidance, whatever the case is. Things like that help out a lot also, and doing that helps with not everybody case, but some people case with depression, and it be coming from that stuff could be inserted in them, or the energy could be inserted in them while they're sleeping, because your spirit is not attached to your body at that time,
Mhm.
and things come into your body and start messing with you at those times. But if you got your spiritual protection up, it helps out a whole lot.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. Every night before I go to bed, I lay down. I don't call them all. I don't always call my meditations prayers.
Mhm.
Everybody has a different word for it, but I pray, I meditate, and I think about my intentions for protection before I go to sleep, so that
Mhm.
nothing attaches to me while I'm sleeping. And that's how a lot of people, pass away in their sleeps as well.
Yep, exactly. When it says sleep is the cousin of death,
Yep.
shout out. Look, shout out to Nas.
Okay. um, one
What
other thing I want to add really quickly, 'cause
uh,
we're going to get going soon, but I think be careful what you leave on while you're sleeping. So some people fall asleep with the TV on, with whatever show they're watching. Go ahead, Bob Malik, because I know you about to go in on this one.
that is so. I forgot about that. That is so important. What you watch and everything. You got to understand. I'm gonna go a little deeper. TV. A lot of people don't realize TVs are black mirrors.
Mm,
Black mirrors. Okay, example of a black mirror is when we was watching. What's that movie Snow White? When that witch was talking to the mirror. That was a black mirror. Black mirrors or doorways. That's why I don't sleep with a TV in my room at all.
Mm,
'Cause it's a black mirror. But black mirrors are or doorways for spirit, certain things to come in. A lot of times, I always suggest when people can't. A lot of my clients they can't sleep right or certain things going on. I always say, "Okay, put a blanket or something to cover your mirrors. Cover the
the
They be like, "All right,
TV.
I'm gonna cover my mirror in my room." I say, "Yeah, you gotta cover your TV too."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like yeah, because it's a black mirror. It's the same thing. And even with the lingo for TV channeling, you watch a channel, you're channeling into something. A lot of times, yeah, I want to show this example. It's a YouTube video, but it's this one guy. I forgot his name. It's Todd something, but he talks about a lot of that. A lot of people channel certain things through TV and through music and stuff like that. They pray over these particular things, and that's why a lot of people get you can get possessed by these certain things also, where they
Yep.
open up doorways and stuff like that.
Yep. I agree.
That's a whole other topic.
It sure is. We're gonna have to come back and talk about that one, okay?
That one right there, that's what's happening a lot too, because we're in these moods. I give a little taste on that. We're in a lot of these moods and stuff like that because of certain things we watch and certain things we listen to. Because the people that run these certain things, they put certain they pray over, like for example, they pray over certain, like they get the master of a okay, with the music you get a master. You know, people they talk, oh, I'm buying my masters back, buying my masters. You get the master of the album. People pray over that, and when they pray over, it, they put certain entities on it. And what people also don't realize, people that are musicians, they got to register as witches.
Mm.
Put in they put in certain things there. So when you say certain cantations, it rhymes. You see, like you watch some old like Disney shows when they talk about witches,
Yeah.
they rhyme words when they do certain spells and certain things on them shows. But it's the truth though. You
Wow.
rhyme, it's a cantation. That's why like people use psalms in the Bible and stuff like that because it's a cantation. Some of those things rhyme together so they can put out certain energy.
Wow.
But that's a whole other topic.
It is. That's another. Yes, I agree with that. That is a different one. That's for sure. But it's true. And even here, like we got in the comments, Victoria says, very informative. I agree. Very
hmm
informative. So
What
I
one thing I
will
want to ask you,
go
I want to
ahead.
ask something. One thing we don't realize is a lot of times we are under spiritual attack with a lot of things we do, a lot of things that's just around us. Like I'm gonna give you an example. This one got me like years later. I was listening to like it was an album. It was an album. Oh my gosh. It was a Nori album, right? He said, "Yo, yo, yo, we off the Yelzabubs. We off the Yelzabubs, right?" So I heard him say that.
Mhm.
Fast forward, Yelzabub is a certain demonic entity.
Wow.
They certain things they put in what we listen to, what we watch is on a whole other level that we're not even understanding, and and a lot of the times they're playing on us and doing certain things that we don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
That's deep. That goes so deep. Um, it's all about our intentions, people. It goes back to your intentions. What are your intentions for what it is that you want to do moving forward? Um, and in your healing journey.
hmm
So I just want to say, Baba Malik, thank you so much for being here. You are
I appreciate
absolutely amazing.
I appreciate you for having me. Definitely, definitely,
My pleasure. Before we
definitely.
go, I just want to talk really quickly about Happy.
OMG. Hefe opened me up so much because I was like, Okay, I'm gonna tell you real quick. She did the half and she pulled it out. I'm looking like we about to smoke a joint or something. She put the powder in that joint. I'm like, what's this? She said, I gotta. You have to put this in your nose, and I both through nose. I'm looking like, what the hell? But she explained everything. I said, okay, cool. So when you did the half A, when I did it, it goes through your nose. What it did, it opened me up. So it opened me up a lot. When I mean a lot. Um, it it kind of like what to say, like your third eye, help open up your third eye and help you see it with more clarity with a lot of things. Because at that time, I was feeling blockages
Mm,
with spirit. Like I follow what spirit says, and spirit saying I need to do something more. I need to go back to my, as they say, my Native American roots in certain things. And the hat when me and Angel talk about the hat bay, it clicked. It said you need to do this ASAP. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go. Man, it opened me up a lot. It gave me a lot more clarity. It strengthened my like my communication with ancestors, like my communication spiritually. It opened that up also, like more than anything I tried before.
wow.
hmm
I didn't
And
know.
then
Yeah,
yeah,
wow.
it did a lot. It did a lot, and I was just like, after I did that, I was like, whoa. It's like one of them, like when they say people say, you get like a spiritual awakening almost. That's
Yes.
what it awakened me, like opened my eyes to a lot of things.
Yes. I
I
love
would say anybody want to try it, go for it. It's definitely worth it.
Yes, I agree. I love Happy. Happy is my thing. Okay. Um,
Mhm.
I'm so
When it's a
grateful. Yeah.
when it's when it's a happy make you happy.
Yes. We got some of the comments saying that too. Like, let me comments. OMG, happy. Happy or happy. I love it. Yes, awesome experience. Like, y'all, I'm bringing Happy to our community. Like, this is my thing. Like, Happy, I am bringing it to our community so we can learn, we can heal, we can grow.
We need to get not to take too much time. We need to get back to that
Yeah.
because it's stuff that these are the things our ancestors did. That what they say, the witch doctor of the village. That's what they did to help people out. We need to get back to that stuff.
Yeah.
Even like with the half A, it might sound funny, but it clears like any mucus that builds up. It flushes all that stuff out so you can have a lot of clarity.
Yep.
And like all that stuff is connected with the pineal. It helps open up that pineal gland also. Everything. Half A did a lot.
Yes. And
hmm
it decalcifies our pineal gland. So,
hmm
um, and like one of the other plant medicines, Sanunga, is another one that decalcifies our pineal gland and opens up our visual and spiritual eye so that we can see. Like, these plant medicines are amazing. They've been around for centuries. We just are learning about it. And
Yep.
so, thank you, Baba Malik, for sharing your experience with the Hape. I
hmm
truly appreciate you. I'm going to read one more comment real quick before we go. Reggie says, that's why I say certain things such as music and entertainment can be broadcast nationally and attack the masses spiritually.
Oh yeah. We
Absolutely.
one thing I'm gonna add before we go. That we're attacked musically through entertainment, through food, and through like what we see. We're always under like constant attack. That's why a lot of times it's difficult for us to grow spiritually because we always under some type of attack. What we have to do, we have to learn. It's difficult for us, but we have to learn to find our way through a lot of this stuff. Like people, how can I say, like when I was growing up, you had your gangster rap, and we listened to that certain type of music. We ready to go put some work in because
Mm-hmm.
we are a music people. We like music through
Yeah.
drumming and things like that. We channel certain things through drumming, through music, and through vibrations. So yeah, music is and entertainment, all that stuff is an attack on us.
And that goes back to being careful what you listen to, being careful what you hear, being careful what you embed into your subconscious and conscious mind.
Yeah, and one more thing,
Go.
I'm always got to
No,
answer.
you good. You good. Go ahead.
What when we listen to something like that? What is one thing we do? We go
We
like this.
move. Yeah, we move.
You see how your head going like this?
Hmm.
When you agree with something, how do your head move?
The same way. You're given permission.
Permission. That's the main thing. Giving permission.
Yeah.
Hmm. They're like, I'm gonna shoot this guy. I'm gonna shoot him. I'm gonna hit him. Kill him. You like this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be very careful what you listen to. Be very careful what you embed into your subconscious mind. Be very careful about your intentions, what you think about yourself, what you say about yourself, how you feel about yourself. Be careful how others project their feelings and views on you as well, because those are attachments and can be low vibrational energies attaching to you.
Hmm.
So, Baba Malik, thank you so much again. Please leave our viewers with a last few words.
Okay. One thing I want to say is, as in with the great, if a lot of people know, the great Dr. Delbert Blair says, be careful what you eat, drink, and think. Um, especially if you're on a spiritual journey, stay on top of these certain things. You got to continually think positive about, like Angel was saying, think positive about yourself. But also, you got to put that work in. Also, with all of that, through meditation, um, through just really understanding yourself and like looking at yourself and building yourself up to make yourself a better person at the end of the day.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for being here. I
You
so
welcome.
appreciate you. If
Appreciate
y'all can, please go follow Baba Malik on Instagram. IFA underscore MUYIWA underscore.
Mhm.
All right. So next week, we are going to have a special guest on the show, and we're going to be talking about our human design. What is human design? What is HD? That is basically your makeup, your DNA makeup.
Mm.
And this is going to be such an amazing show. I'm so excited about this show, and I cannot wait to have Tiara come and give us some knowledge and wisdom. So, thank you so much for watching, to all my viewers, to all my audio viewers, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and my audio platforms, Survivor Not by Chance. We look forward to seeing you next time. Peace and blessings.